All right, so we just got home from picking up some stuff and checking the soil content. So that is one of our tomatoes.
Moisture down towards the bottom.
So our dill is still fairly moist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that word, but that's okay. So this was the Miracle Grow tomato.
Oh, we're still.
Oh yeah, that's still really
wet.
Really wet down there.
I should probably add some. Nothing to this tomato. Yeah.
So just a couple of them need a little bit more water. And we gotta check the ones down below too.
Oh, this has
While we were out, we got just we went to the dollar store, just picked up a couple things. We got some simple rope. These brushes we're going to use. We've got some diatomaceous earth that we'll sprinkle on some of our plants, and just some more Sharpie markers for obviously marking stuff. So we got some other stuff that we'll show you as well. So Ian's just adding some water to some of the plants that need it. Not all of them did though. And again, we've got our experimental tomatoes in here. Two of our, or three, I think there's 3 tomatoes up here. Yeah, there's one back there too. But those seem to be doing well. We've got our dill, one of the marigolds that didn't turn purple. Let's see, dill, we got basil down there. Our peppers, ooh, some of our peppers are coming up.
Check that out.
None of our bells, but our Chinese giants are coming up. So that's good. It looks like we've got 3 out of 6, which is pretty good. Yeah, none of the bells. And then we've got some of our other nasturtium, and then our bird and butterfly and bee plants. So
right?
yeah, I think that should be good. What was this one?
Dill.
Oh, that's dill. So these are chives then. Yeah, those are chives. Okay. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff that we picked up. We also we found some trellis material. So here's what we were able to find. We actually went, we were gonna go to one of the salvage yards here in Omaha, but it's actually only open now on Saturdays. So we'll try to hit up that place this weekend. But we got this at one of the antique stores downtown. There's several of them down there that have some really cool stuff. This one we went to was called Joe's Collections. And he's got just tons of stuff like this, just metal like racks and shelves, wood. There's like, there's toys and clothes and all sorts, lamps and all sorts of crazy stuff. But we were able to find this one, which is pretty big. And then we found this smaller shelf. Well, it's supposed to be a shelf, but we're going to use it for a trellis. So we're actually going to install this one standing upright. Is that right?
Yep.
And then, so yeah, that one will be upright. And then this one
might be an actual, like,
we'll either
turn it sideways.
Yeah, we might turn it sideways so that plants can grow. They can grow up, and then they can go that way. So my cousin actually does that with some of his stuff, and it kind of helps save space in your garden by growing up and over. So instead of just all on the ground, you can utilize your airspace, I guess would be the best way to describe it. So we're going to try that probably next year. We'll just keep going with what we have in the garden for right now. But both of those were like $5 each. So check out your local salvage yards and antique stores. Oh, there's a frog down there. Or toad, I guess. Check out your local antique shops and salvage yards. You can find some pretty cool stuff. We also found, it's kind of like a decor garden shop, I guess. They have a lot of like metal decorations for your yard. We did find this trellis. It was quite a bit more than what we were wanting to spend, but it's pretty cool and it works for what we need. And the guy who sold it was really nice, so that's kind of why we got it. But yeah, definitely go the route of like where we got this stuff. You'll utilize your money a whole lot better than going to like a garden center. Yeah, or like a garden decor place. So yeah, and like Ian said, check out your local Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollarama, whatever you have. Sometimes they have some pretty decent stuff that you can use for either garden decor, which plants can also grow on, so metal stuff works really well. But yeah, we had a pretty bad storm last night, so some of our plants kind of got knocked down. So Ian's just adjusting our tomato. So the only one that appears to be growing anything. Oh, nope. I see a baby tomato in there. So we might actually get some tomatoes. So we were kind of thinking we weren't going to get much production, but it looks like we're doing okay. But yeah, the dollar stores have some pretty good stuff. Obviously it's going to be a little bit lower quality because it's a dollar store. But you can find all sorts of cool options there. We found a couple of stuff at the dollar store that we went to, but nothing that we would really need right now. So we'll definitely keep it in mind for next year when we expand the garden anyway. I went to one of the dollar stores yesterday on my way home from work, and they had some little like plastic fences that could work for like stabilizing, and you know, it would probably work well for like onions and stuff like that. But I'm always afraid that they're gonna break because it's just cheap plastic, whereas metal lasts a little bit longer other than if it rusts. But plastic is still a pretty good option, especially if it's, you know, just kind of a minor fix or just something that you need right away, or something that you only use for a short time. So that's always an option too. But again, use whatever you can find. Try, you know, for those of us who are trying to save, you know, money, sometimes that's honestly the best that we can do. So so just look into stuff like that. I'm gonna actually check out our beans because I think our beans are growing something. Corn is still doing really well. We did have, like I said, we did have a pretty big rain last night, and then it rained a little again this morning and a bit this afternoon. So our garden still looks pretty wet, but we got some blossoms coming down here, so that'll probably be beans. We got stuff growing, so we might actually get some good beans this year, so that's good. So Ian's just picking some of the plants up off the ground just to try to help them grow and climb some of the metal stuff that we have. So definitely don't be afraid to readjust your plants and where they're growing. Adding stuff like what we have is super helpful in allowing them a different direction and place to grow, so they're not just growing in one spot. So, and it also offers support because the leaves can get pretty heavy. So I think our peas are probably doing pretty good.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, our onions, our purple or red onions over there are looking really nice. Yeah, I don't know when corn is actually supposed to produce corn, but I don't know. We got some pretty tall stalks, so I'm about 5'4", and this one is taller than me. So, yeah. So, that's kind of where we are right now. I've only got the 2 yellow onions that came up, our reds, which we got from our neighbor next door. They're doing really good. I was actually like kind of skeptical when he gave us these little onion stalks, and I was like, guess we'll see what happens, and they're taking off. So our peppers, a couple of them are doing really well. Some of them, like I said the other day, they probably aren't gonna make it. That one's looking pretty sad, but That's okay. That one might not make it, but some of the others look pretty good. These were actually all like, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 8 of them were all kind of clumped together. So Ian actually split them up to help them grow better. But that one's doing really well. Right there. And that one. So, and yeah, this tomato plant's actually doing good. Our tomatoes are getting bigger in there. They were pretty tiny last time I saw them. So we might actually get some stuff. We got some blossoms coming up. So we'll see. From a couple of, probably a week or so ago, we thought most of our plants were gonna die. So I'd say we're doing pretty good. But yeah, so that's what we did today. We just decided to do kind of last minute bargain shopping for garden stuff. So, but again, yeah, check out your salvage yards, antique shops, thrift stores, I guess, maybe, and then your dollar stores as well. Oops, I just stepped on a pepper plant. You can find some pretty good stuff for cheap. Which, I mean, with your garden stuff, it's gonna get dirty. Things are gonna grow on it, and you may need to rearrange. So stuff that you can pick up and move, like some of the fences and the trellis that we have, will really come in handy. So go over and check our. Yep, that's pretty hard. Give it a spin. Whoop. It's heavier than I thought. There. Yep. So that's it.